Yes, guys, welcome back to the Natural Physique podcast. There's only two of us today because Josh and Noah are on holiday. I don't know where they are now. They're traveling over everywhere. So it's just me and Mr. Butcher, whose name is Matthew Chapman. So people will be like, what? So we'll come on to that in a minute. This is so again, like we have these podcasts that we do for the Natural Physique Hub, but we're going to start putting more and more of them out to everybody. So this will go on YouTube and Spotify as well as on the Hub. So, Matt, introduce yourself.
Um, Fuck, what do I say? My name's my name's Matt. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Belfast in Northern Ireland, hence my funny accent, I suppose. But I'm like trying to speak more like slow and like posh Northern Irish so that people can kind of understand me. But yeah, I'm from Northern Ireland. I've been coached by Finn for 3 years, nearly to the day, isn't it? We missed the anniversary by
It's
like
actually the anniversary pod. That's why we're jumping on this, and
yeah.
we started it naked. So that was our that was like,
Well,
Matt.
I started naked. I
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Matt messaged me like what half an hour ago, like, mate, we missed the 3 year anniversary. I was like, oh shit, sorry, we can celebrate on the podcast naked. And Matt was like, I thought we could have a beer or something, and I was like, no, that's gay. We've got to be naked. And then when we started the podcast, he actually had his top off. I didn't. I forgot. Sorry, mate. I was too shy.
Yeah, exactly. Um, what were we saying? Oh yeah, three. Yes,
We were naked.
yeah, we're naked. We're naked. Yeah. So I've been coached by Finn for 3 years now. And in that time, I've done two competitive seasons. So my very first season, well, I did it. I was a junior in both of them. I've only just sort of
Like
like,
that, isn't it? I
yeah.
feel
So
like the first one you were a teen and then a junior, or a junior and then open.
I know, but it's like I was 21. I think it was 21 the first season, and then the last season was 23. So it was kind of like right on that upper end. So yeah, did juniors and I did classic physique, and yeah, did pretty well. First sort of season was really just about sort of like getting experience, seeing if I liked it or not. Like I'd been training for a good while, but I hadn't actually been sort of like bodybuilding for that long. I think it was maybe only been like 2, 3 years. But I'd always thought about competing one day. So that was really more just to get experience, maybe put my name out there, and just kind of see if I liked it or not. And I did like it, and I did quite well. I think I won one show, came second in two.
Well,
Well,
two
well,
class.
yeah,
Yeah.
two classes. Um, and then we went into a pretty long sort of gaining phase. It was what, 18 months maybe. Um, didn't even pull back during that time. We only pulled back for the pre-prep, so it was literally just gaining for like a solid year, which was really, really good. And then competed last year and did a lot better than I thought I would. Did pretty well. Ended up with a European title, an Irish overall title, and quite a few sort of first and second places. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I can't
And,
think of
and the
anything else to
podcast.
say. That's it. Just end it. End it. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So we'll come at what we're gonna go through. Like this is similar to what we did with Josh. So we're gonna go through Matt's Instagram and like show the process. Like I messaged Matt yesterday, I think it was yesterday, saying like, do you want to do a podcast discussing improvements from like your first season to your second season and just things that we learned along the way? Because Matt's what one of the first people that I had on stage.
Mm.
So my first like season as a coach, I had Slater and Sonny, which was the year before you, and then it was you. And then that season, I had a fair few people on stage, but Matt came to me, what, like, how many weeks was it out? About 12 weeks, I think.
It was only about 12, yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
Matt came to me like 12 weeks out, based on being with a previous coach, which was Jack Piad. And then obviously everything came out with Jack Piad, and Matt was like, I think I'm going to jump ship. Because he was getting. I'm
No, we can't even, I don't know if we can talk about this, can we?
I think you can talk about anything you want, really, mate. But we
Yeah.
won't leave it there.
Okay.
So that happened, and I was buzzing because Matt's really good. So yeah, basically, I've got some of Matt's like they're not the exact first shots. I'd literally just had a quick like scroll on your Google Photos folder. So let me know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Only
had a
two.
quick scroll. I know, mate. Like, look
Fuck
at that.
me.
Look at that. If you you had a client come to you now doing that, you'd be like, mate.
Man, I don't know what I'd say.
So
Oh, oh, that's
pretty
horrendous.
cool. Like it just shows everybody starts somewhere, obviously. And I'll show some of Matt's like old Instagram photos as well. But like this is 18th of May 2022. So we're looking at nearly 3 years ago. Yeah. So we were obviously working together at this point. Matt came to me a little bit softer than that, but like you weren't in a bad spot to be fair, mate. Like
No,
credit to you and Piad, like as much as he was a nonce, he got you in a decent spot.
said that so casually as well.
Guys, I'm joking, but I mean, I don't really know. I'm not really joking, am I?
He's a good
But
coach
yeah,
though, and he got like
got you in a
he
good spot.
what he was doing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So like you were you when you came to me, I was like, oh, sick. Like this guy's in shape. Like he's gonna be good. Like it wasn't like, oh no, he's way behind or anything like that. Like it was just the situation. So
Mhm.
yeah, like this was you still a little bit away from your shows, wasn't it?
I think it was the first show was kind of 5th of June, 6th of June, so it was probably about 3 weeks
Yeah,
away.
though, like that's still like very good. You know what I mean? Like the shape is ridiculous. Like I remember like seeing these shots, thinking, fucking hell, like this guy's neck is so long.
Yeah, no, uh,
Like look at
look,
your neck there, mate.
it's crazy.
That neck, man.
Thing is, like, we still haven't like put any neck exercises in. It's almost like you're just kind of happy with me having a long neck.
Yeah, but it's good for classic, mate. You don't want massive traps.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It look like, whoa, he's got like a crazy shape. Look how small you look there, though. Like that's crazy.
Mhm. Mhm. Waist was like non-existent. It was so
Yeah,
fucking
but like,
small.
even like your legs now, like they're not bad there at all. They're good, but like your legs now are so much better than that.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was 23rd of May. So yeah, this was like closing in on the first show. The first show was the UK FBA Scottish, wasn't it, in 2022?
Yeah.
Mental. Um, And yeah, so Matt won the. We've got all the stage photos and everything on here, mate. This is why this is sick having these. Like these go.
Mhm.
I know people like sending their photos on WhatsApp, but you're never gonna have well unless you've got ridiculous storage on your phone. You're not gonna have 4 or 5 years worth of photos. I know this is 3 years worth, but still. Um. Anyway, so where are we here?
I think this is peak week.
A second
Yeah.
of
Uh,
So yeah, he did the UKFPA Scottish in both junior bodybuilding because they didn't do junior classic back then. This was like one day out, wasn't it? Because you were at the little Airbnb.
yeah, it was like a wee fuck. I don't even know. Well, like a glamping pod or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like in sort of log cabin-y kind of thing.
I so these ones here with the hat on, that was the sort of like mock pump up sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it did those at like 12 o'clock. We were trying to like simulate the time to be on stage and everything. So I remember taking that and being like, yeah, that was pretty happy.
It's a really good look, but like again, just overall musculature from versus now and versus like last season is
Mm.
mental.
That was crazy.
Um, then you got your tan.
Yeah. Looks
And
so small.
I always find that when clients get their tan, they stress because it's like it.
You look worse, don't you?
It often does mask that bit of condition that you've
Mm.
seen for so long. You've seen that extra bit of detail. When you're pale and it's like when you're pale and flat, you look peeled, and then you fill up and you get maybe a little bit watery and you get a tan. You're like, oh my God. And it's like, especially when it's a day out, usually you're going to drop that off anyway. Like, yeah, so people end up stressing and I don't think you did, but people often do. But anyway, this was the look on the day. So to be fair, mate, it was a good class. Like they're
Mhm.
both well muscled juniors.
Alex was really good.
Yeah, even the other guy was good. Like I can't remember.
Gan, yeah.
Oh,
Gan. He was coached by Ben Prentice.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and Alex, to be fair, mate, like we said, Alex was generally bigger and probably as lean,
Hmm.
but his posing let him down. Hence why Matt is now the natural physique posing coach. Um, but yeah, like your shape and your posing definitely won you that show. Like you posed a lot better than Alex. You held your poses a lot better than Alex. You
Hmm.
weren't shaking. Like Alex, again, he was great, but they put you through quite a few rounds because it was pretty close.
Like
And
they gave each
started
of us like
fading.
a turn in the middle and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. He just started fading and shaking, and like he was almost posing too hard.
Yeah.
And we'd gone through like round after round after round of posing, hadn't we? Like loads. So your
Mhm.
posing fitness was really good. So yeah, that was that. And then you ended up doing the BMBF Northern Ireland. Again, did that in juniors. And then you also did classic at the UK FBA, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Here's some more of the photos. These are like
They're
professional.
they're the actual
Yeah.
stage photos, the professional ones.
Yeah, you can see like again, it was not every pose, but just in like especially like the front poses, like your shape definitely carried you through. You
Mhm.
look like Wesley Business there, mate. Like even your hair and everything.
Yeah, a wee bit. Fuck, actually do.
You, mate. I mean, you have to change your name, the not the Natty Steve anymore. It's the Natty
Isn't
West.
it? The Natty Wesley.
But again, like for a junior, like an early junior as well, 21, like that's a lot of muscle. Like condition definitely could have been better, but
But
also
I think that was the leanest that we could have got for my
say
size.
that the
Because we
first time
did
you got lean, that's the first time you compete in. Like realistically, we could have pushed you harder, but you'd have probably lost that shape and that pop. And then
even like the end of the BNBF show, like coming down a couple more pounds, like the shape just wasn't as good.
even
So
this, even last season,
and
that happened.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
You find a point where you do just fade a bit.
Mm.
But yeah, I did classic and lost to that Greven guy who was really good. And then yeah, ended up doing the juniors at the BNBF and came second to Max, who again was really good, and just had that sort of bit more from the back and just generally
He
it
was
was
just a little bit more muscular.
yeah, like again, if there
And
were,
a bit thicker.
if it was classic, if you'd have done classic, I think you would have won it. Well, you would have won it, but mate,
They didn't have classic back then.
so many photos. Here we go.
Right.
I think I was sat quite far away, but even there, like, he looked sick.
Mhm.
Remember that guy was absolutely peeled, but he didn't have a tan.
Yeah.
Mate, he was so lean.
Yeah, I think he had shredded glutes, didn't
He had shredded everything.
he? Yeah.
Can't really tell from these, but like you can tell, to be fair, his legs were
He was
diced.
just fucking so dry.
So Max won out of these two, and again, I think just based on shape as a bodybuilder versus classic physique shape and his rear shots.
Yeah.
And fair play, like he did look great. Mate, there you go. Look, even hit it.
Ugh.
We've
Oh,
got a comparison of that, haven't we, against
yeah.
this past
The,
season?
the two bros one, I think. Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool to sort of look back at all of that. And then again, like, Matt is realistically, Matt is a pretty almost like exemplary client in terms of like you can see how many check-in photos he's done. You can see that they're almost always in the exact same spot, like at the same time each week or each day during peak weeks and stuff. And like we've honestly got probably thousands of photos in this folder.
Mm.
Which is really cool. And we can go back and we can see, okay, this was when we did this, this is when we did that. And again, like that's pretty mad. I've just scrolled down a bit and that's you there. Like, what the fuck? So right, now we're gonna go and have a look at your old Instagram, mate.
Oh
Your old
God.
Instagram. It's your Instagram. Um,
Ooh.
so
Look at
first
the
of all, mate,
size of him.
for people that don't know, anybody that doesn't know, explain the Instagram name.
Yeah. So funny
In the
story.
old one.
Yeah. No, not this one. I think people can kind of work that one out.
Well, I don't know because people like Butcher. His name's Matthew. Honestly, mate, the amount of people that think your name is Matthew Butcher.
I know. It's well, mate. It's actually I know it's our like 3 year anniversary of coaching, but it's like 4 or 5 years of Butcher's Wet Dream,
Yeah.
which is pretty sick. So it was probably sometime, it was around this time, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I was sitting out the back in my garden with my mates, and one of my mates just turned to me and said, "Your legs are just like a load of meat. You'd be a butcher's wet dream." And the name just kind of stuck. And
It is
I
a
think
good name. It's a proper good name.
it's a fucking sick name. Nobody else has got a name like it. Like, I don't know any other butcher's wet dreams.
It
So,
was hard, like it was a hard decision for us to change the name, wasn't it? I was like, mate, I don't
but
want
yeah.
to change it. I don't want to change it.
So we like compromised halfway and went butcher.
Even I didn't want it to change. It's like, who was it the other day? It was Sonny. Sonny said, I think his name should still be Butcher's Wet Natural Physique.
That's even worse.
But yeah, so like basically people think his name's Matthew Butcher, but it's not. It's Matthew Chapman. But it was Butcher's Wet Dream. And then we've compromised it because the reason we've compromised is people call him the Butcher more than they call him Matt. And
Mhm.
also we like the sort of tagline of "Don't butcher your posing" for his posing content that he puts on the hub and stuff that he can put on Instagram and stuff. So like if mate, even like like the little hooks for reels, like every single one could start with "Don't butcher your posing" and then da 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 like it
No,
works. So yeah, it's cool. So anyway, this was you, week one, 91.5. Is this when you started with Piad?
no, this was well before PAD. So PAD, so this was kind of around May or June. And I started with PAD in September. So I actually just wanted to
19.
diet for the summer.
That's nearly. Oh yeah, 2nd of June. Sorry, 2nd of June, 2021.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fuck. Yeah. So 2nd of June, 2021. I think I was just dieting for summer. I think every year I kind of just did like a mini diet to
How
drop
come?
it.
Why did you post on Instagram? Like at the time, did you think I want to post to build a following, or I want to
To be
post?
honest, like I don't even know because I was on private for like the first 6 months. Actually, it was more because I was still private when I started working with PAD. PAD didn't even know about Butcher's Pet Dream
Yeah.
until a couple of months in. And then he found it and he was like, "What's this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's my gym account." And then
Yeah.
he followed me. So
Yeah.
like
You had
it
you have
was
your obviously your Matthew Chapman account, don't you?
yeah, I've got like my it's more of like a private one now, I suppose. But um I literally just kind of wanted to stay accountable. Like I think was this coming out of lockdown or were we still in lockdown?
I think we're out of lockdown by then.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it was completely back to normal. But anyway, I was like, I kind of just want to make a gym account to keep myself accountable and to track everything. And like, you can see literally in like the caption, it was literally like week one, I'm a weight.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
Like, there was no other content, but it's really fucking cool because every week I would post in the same spot and record my weight, but it was like my weight on that day. So it wasn't like a weekly average or anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It was just to kind of stay
yeah,
accountable.
like, mate. You had a good like you have obviously a good physique now, but like you
Yeah,
had
yeah.
fucking what like 200 years, 200 weeks ago, 200 years ago, 200 weeks ago, you still had a very good physique. Like
Just a little bit chubby.
one thing that's really cool is like this. I liked this earlier, and I commented. Where's my comment gone? I commented anyway, but like you had 3 likes on it. Then this one has what 6 likes on it. Yeah, I feel like people now are like so obsessed with make how many likes they get, or like they won't start because they know that they're going to get 3 likes or 6 likes. Or people are getting like they're turning their nose up at like 30, 40 likes because they're not getting 300, 400. And it's like you've got to start somewhere. Like, the amount of clients that will ask me about like wanting to build their socials or wanting to start coaching and then trying to get their name out there a bit more, but they don't post. Yeah, I mean, it's like just fucking post. Like literally just post. Like this is shit content, but it got you started. It's true though, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's literally like
No, yeah.
better than not posting anything.
Mm.
And the fact that you started back then, if you were to start now, it's so much harder because it's like way more saturated now. And like everyone's content level is higher and higher and higher.
I'm gonna say the actual quality of the content is
Yeah.
pretty good. This
You to
was
stand
literally
out
just
now would be more difficult. But because
yeah.
you've already built a name for yourself and had 2 seasons competing and you've got a good physique and stuff, you've been able to, build up a decent following and a pretty engaging following as well. Is this just a photo of the hack?
No, scroll along. I think there's a video. Ah, yeah, I've got videos. I don't know why. I don't know
Just in
why.
the cover. Safety bars. Nice one.
I really enjoyed running them.
Nice angle. You watching this, yeah?
Well,
Just give
this
me
was
five.
for yeah.
Right, here's a video of the hack.
What did I even do?
Where are you
I
training?
set a 5 to 8 and then a trip and then double drop set. That's fucking optimal.
Yeah, but again, like I said before, you just trained hard and enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah.
So this was it wasn't the first gym I started training at because I trained at like a leisure center, but this was like a kind of well-known like bodybuilding kind of gym. It was owned by a bodybuilder. The kid, like in terms of the actual quality of the kid, like it wasn't that good, but I'd never seen a hack squat before, so I was like, holy fuck, this is brilliant. They had an incline chest press. I was like, oh, wow, that's like I've never seen one of them
I
before.
remember being like that when I used to
So,
train at Dynamite. It's shit, but I was like, this is sick because it wasn't a pure gym.
pretty much. But yeah, I made like a good amount of progress in there. I just enjoy training. Like I love training. I would go to uni all day and then I would get the train and train for like 2 hours. Then after, get home at like 11 o'clock and do it all again.
Yeah, Buddy Rose.
Can't say that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh no, gonna have to start the
No.
whole podcast again.
Uh,
That's so cringy that I said that. Oh, fuck. Can't believe I said. All right, so barbell rows. How was your back when you first started?
um, not great. Well, no, it was like I think it was good when I really started at the very beginning because I love training back and I would do like barbell rows. What else did I do? I think I did single arm dumbbell rows, and then
It's quite good.
I don't know, just kind of stopped training it. And
Still
yeah,
training.
I don't know why. Just kind of stopped training it for a bit, and then like I think it became a very apparent weakness, and
To
then I
be
was
fair,
suddenly
it's
doing
not like
captains. It's not awful. I mean, that is like my
that.
waist is
Yeah,
wider than my abs. Like that's not
that's
fucking.
doing.
Maybe that's actually invert. That's not how a physique should be looking. But yeah, like I didn't have the width. Oh, I enjoyed those T-bars. They were
Yeah.
good fun. Mm.
You look like you stood just fully upright in the mirror.
I think it was.
It's too fair. It's 5 plates. It's quite strong.
Yeah, like that's just
Wait,
not
they're
great.
not bad though. And again, like, nice, bro. Comment on your own.
Oh, oh yeah, I used to I forgot about that. I used to comment on all my own stuff for the engagement.
Oh, we can see that.
Yeah, look, these were my first ever stiff legs.
Good man. That's the first time you ever did it.
First time I ever did stiff legs, yeah. I forgot about this.
Fucking good 140 for six for the first time ever.
Oh.
Better than I can do now.
Mhm.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Dumbbells.
42 and a half. But then I was like fat at this point. I was like pretty.
What do you reckon you could do now, dumbbell press?
Um, I don't know because I did that incline barbell the other day, and I did like 90 on it for a good few reps. So I think if I ran it for a week or two, or well, more than a week or two, but like 2, 3 weeks, I could probably get up to 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, let's scroll up some more. So you're basically dieting and getting pretty lean and looking pretty fucking good, getting some more likes, mainly from your own accounts. Uh, 81.6.
So
So
I'm what, like
you're down
10
about
kilos,
10. Huh?
10 kilos down
Yeah, I
and
was going to say you're
no,
down 10 kilos and you're starting to look very fucking classic.
yeah,
Your erector's there.
I know, not bad. But then look, you can see my waist starting to come in a bit
Yeah,
more.
your lats
Back,
aren't wider than the way.
yeah,
Cool. This one's cool.
because of the neck.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. You just look like how old are you there?
20.
So as like a 20-year-old lad, like you
It's
look
not
looking
bad.
like that. Like it's a good physique, mate. It's very good.
Yeah.
So when did you wrap up the diet?
So there, like down one, down there. That was the end of it, I think. Oh, I actually started doing captions.
Yeah, 24 likes.
Nice. Yeah, 14 kilos in, or no, yeah, about 14 kilos in 14 weeks.
Yeah,
It's not.
14 weeks, 15.7. Lost a total of 14.3 over the 14 weeks, down 15.7 from peak, but bulking weight. That's good, man.
And then I think this is when I started working with PAD. Yeah, it was because I did an upper session. That's when I started working with PAD.
Yeah.
Uh, so you'll just see me blow up and look unbelievable now.
Mate, these shots are fun.
That's still though. Yeah. Heavily edited, but
I was gonna say
still.
it's like a drawing, but it's still cool.
Yeah. Get that on the wall of TPC.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But no, like you again, like the shape and
Yeah.
the the physique was always there. Yeah, look, Coach Jack Pierre, he's still got an Instagram.
Can you click on it?
I'm not going to.
See the one of me doing like a weird quad stomp in the middle.
Oh
Scroll
yeah.
down.
Next week I begin working with a new
There we
coach.
go.
Can't emphasize how buzzing I am to start with Finn and not get nonced.
Yeah. So that was my very first session at the gym dock, and I've been training there ever since.
Oh yeah, sick. First session at the new home.
Yeah,
Miles better than any other gym. That is cool, like supporting Rab for that long and stuff, like because he's a good guy, isn't he?
yeah, he's brilliant.
Is this the only hack they had back then?
Yeah, just the Watson one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you get on with that?
No, fucking wrecked my knees.
I was gonna say
Um, I
anybody.
had to reverse band it. Oh,
Yeah.
mate, a little bit of depth on this.
What shoes he got on?
Metcons.
Oh yeah,
Oof.
nice. Oh,
Oh,
but the thing is, you only got 5.5 plates on there as well. Like, if you had like 10 plates, I'd be like, okay, just go lighter.
yeah. I can't really go much lighter than that.
You can, but there you go. Look, sick.
Yeah. This is when the physique actually started kind of turning into a bit of more of a bodybuilding one. I was like, okay, I can actually see myself getting on stage now. You
Yeah.
could see the shape coming through, the conditioning coming
Post a
through.
lot though, did you? Look, 9 weeks out, and then three posts later, you're on stage. Still
Yeah.
hasn't.
That's pretty cool.
That's the guy that, yeah, Greven.
And then the other guy is the one who I made retired, or he retired because he got beat by me.
What? He actually stopped.
Yeah, he retired and then came out of retirement. He like threw his fucking toys out the
I
pram.
recognize him. Yeah.
Uh,
You always beat an old bloke, don't you? You beat Dean St. Martin. He threw his toys out the front.
I know, mate. I've got a bit of a habit of doing it. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there we go.
Good times. Coming off the back of a Magaluf
Oh,
stag do. Good times. Um, so yeah, the off season what started. That was the BMBF. So we started the off season what here?
yeah, I think that was my first kind of off-season post.
Yeah. And then, I mean, to be fair, mate, it's pretty crazy that in it to think, yes, that look, having a successful content. Okay, that's the like content, but still, like you look like a kid there
Mhm. Mhm.
versus, I mean,
Even
obviously
just
that's like some flat, fasted photos. Flaccid, I nearly said. Pretty
flaccid.
flaccid physique.
Nothing flaccid there, mate. Look at it.
Don't do any chicken photos flaccid. How dare you?
It's near poking my eye coming through the screen.
Your mum.
Me and my mum.
Yeah.
Mm.
So basically, we did spend. I mean, I could really get your sheets up, but yeah, we spent a long, long time in an off season. Um, Talk us through like how that was. Like, I mean, a lot of people now are more inclined to want to diet every maybe what 6 months or 8 months or whatever it may be. But we obviously just pushed and pushed and pushed for quite some time. I'm gonna get your sheets up and we can have a look. So yeah, how was it doing that?
I It was actually it wasn't too bad because we'd sort of said we're going to come back as your last year or for your last year as a junior. So we had mapped it out pretty well. It was like, okay, we'll try and push through till August 2023, was it? Yeah, August 2023. We'll do a pre-prep diet then, compete again 2024. So in my head, I'm almost like working towards that. It's not like I'm just kind of going into an off season being like, right, fuck it, we'll see how it goes. I'll maybe diet, if I get a bit too fat, but we'd structured it quite well. And don't get me wrong, I think there were definitely points in it when we were like, I think we both said to each other, we were like, okay, well, look, if it keeps going like this, we can definitely pull back for a bit. And then we can do a shorter pre-prep diet. But we managed to get through all the way without having to pull back. I think it got up to 192 pounds, so it was
Yeah.
40, just under 40 pounds up.
Yeah, I think your lightest was just sub 150.
Yeah, 149.
On stage, you were like 153. Again, here, 153.
Yeah.
Um, and then, yeah, off season begins. So, end of June, start of July. This is data week 1 to 148. So, yeah, we literally went from June 2022, and then we gained all the way through until, like, say, what, August
The end
2020.
of August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your peak body weight was pretty much 193. So you went from like 150 to 193. So like
Mhm.
43 pounds up over the space of a year,
Mhm.
which is pretty good going. What, like on average a couple of what would that be? About £4, about a pound a week on average.
Hmm. And don't get me wrong, like I was soft towards the end. I was in desperate need of a diet, but I think there were points when we were like almost at maintenance. I think we were at maintenance for a couple of weeks, and then we would kind of push on a wee bit more, a little bit of a food increase. Um, but I do remember like training was fucking brilliant from like post show up until I'd say maybe April, May, probably around April, because that's when I had my dissertation
Yeah.
for you. So I was finishing uni. So I think that's another thing we considered. We were like, right, we're not going to compete the year after because you've got uni. Just finish your degree, enjoy that, and then we'll come back again. But I think like I was having a lot of stress with my dissertation because they like fucking forgot to tell me my ethics was approved, so I had to rush through that. So that was like a stressful period, and I almost felt like I was coasting from that point on. So even though I probably was still progressing, it didn't feel like I was giving everything to it. But looking back, I definitely was. But it was just is one of those points you were just
I feel
like,
like off seasons can feel like that.
yeah,
Sometimes it can just because they do become monotonous and long. Like you can get to a point where you're like, fucking hell, am I even making progress? And then you diet down and have like the improvements that you have shown, or have a season like you did, and it's like, oh shit, yeah, like that was worth it. It just at the time just kind of felt like I was doing the same thing all the time.
just really monotonous. Just
Yeah, but you are doing the same thing all the time. You're just doing it better basically every week. Like that is ideally what an off season should be, is just get doing the same thing again and again and again and just getting that bit better each time. So yeah, this was, I mean, as much as yeah, you're not stupidly soft, mate, here. Like this is 192. This is literally as the pre-prep started. So like, looking at that, you wouldn't be like, oh my God, yeah, I got so fat. Like you're not in bad nick. Like it's not an awful look for the start of a pre-prep.
mm-hmm.
Really, that spread's pretty good.
Not bad.
We've still got some detail in your quads.
Yeah, like I always kind of had quad detail. Like it was never something that I really lost, but like midsection would go away straight away. And yeah, although the back looked all right there, but I think that was mainly just body fat.
What's your body weight now?
Right now,
Yeah,
kind of around 186, 187.
you're not miles off this now.
I'm probably like 4 pounds off it less because I dropped quite a bit in the first week, I think.
You're in a good amount better condition, like especially if you look at like your lower body there.
Oh.
That's cool. So yeah, that's like peak body weight. Right, let's go back onto the Instagram. Uh, okay. So, over that time, that was when you came to visit, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
Did
that
we get?
was
Yeah, I
that
was
was
gonna
a
say
good
we got, huh?
that was a good trip, really good trip.
Yeah, we got Pete to film. You stayed at the Travelodge, didn't you?
Hmm. And then we trained. We trained in Birmingham the first day, didn't we? And with Miles
Yeah, yeah,
and at the Mecca, the hashtag Mecca, and then Premier.
yeah. It was good. Good few days. That was when you had your just your mustache.
Yeah, I was still rocking the mustache.
Super classic. Posing in Premier.
And there's hashtag Mecca as well.
Yeah, it's good. Most muscular.
Mm. That was a really fun session.
Mate, that's crazy. That's like that feels like so long ago, doesn't it?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
good. It's a good couple of years ago.
Fucking so much has happened in between this. It's
Right.
wild.
So again,
That one.
Rosa, red, violet, and blue. I'd still be a tiny bastard if it wasn't for you. Oh, that was a year, only a year. Okay.
A year in.
It's cool, isn't it? Like you should do this more often. Like I never do this. You know what I mean? Ever,
But
ever.
just like look back and
Yeah, never, mate. Like I never look back at old photos. I never look back at like memories of like clients at show days. I don't do it. Like not for any other reason than just not thinking to do it. You know what I mean? Because I'm just cracking on with day-to-day life. I'm always looking forward, bro. That's the only way I'm going. Never look back. Yeah, like your off season was really good, really productive. Again, like I say, Matt is one of those clients that is, just on the ball with pretty much everything. And if he's not on the ball with something, he'll say why. And like, you're not an idiot. Like, you'll say like, yeah, that's not been good enough, and that needs to be better. But that's very rare. Obviously, at the minute, being a little bit busy with posing coaching, doing well, and then also like other jobs. But throughout that off season, really, mate, it was just week after week of like, yeah, good week, good week, good week. Here's a bit more food. Good week. Here's a bit more volume. Good week. Like it was how an off season should be, really. And like the look generally was really good throughout. And yeah, you got pretty soft, but like you didn't get to the point where it was, unnecessary. Then we had the pre-prep, which was really productive and pretty easy. Like I don't remember that being difficult in
it,
any way.
wa- it wasn't difficult, but you did say I was moaning every fucking week. And I'll
Oh
be
yeah,
honest,
you did moan, yeah, actually, yeah.
I was moaning quite a bit. Because it was like I think I was working like a stupid amount and I was still trying to train on top. I was still trying to do my cardio and I was just fucking complaining the whole time. But I still did everything, but I was just a bit of a cunt. Can I say cunt? Yeah, that's
Tell you what, mate.
yeah. It was. It was.
No, I remember, but I called you out on it, like, because
Yeah, yeah.
we've got that kind of relationship where I was like, mate, shut the fuck up, like,
Stop
you've.
moaning.
But like, I didn't say that the first time. I probably let you moan like 5 to 10 times, and I
Yeah.
said, you do know you are moaning quite a lot, and you were like, oh shit, yeah, like I actually am, like, and again, that's another. We'd never had an actual. Realistically, we'd never had a proper prep together. We had me kind of just like getting you into the shows, but you were already in decent shape. It was like just getting you that bit leaner, working on your posing, and then having the shows. Then we had the off season where realistically you're just eating and growing and training. And then the pre-prep was pretty aggressive to get you a decent amount leaner. What do we do? 26 pounds off in 12 weeks. So like on average, a couple of pounds a week is pretty aggressive. But that's kind of the point of a pre-prep so that you already do a big stint before the actual prep. Um, and yeah, like it was then setting you up for the prep. So that's the whole point. Like I learned more about you and how you manage things, and we knew that cardio wasn't really going to be a big driver of fat loss for you because it was, in terms of timing and overall demands and enjoyment. Like I'd rather just push you a bit harder with food and keep your performance a bit higher, and keep your cardio a bit lower. So that's kind of what we did. And also, again, like I said, I remember saying to you multiple times, like the pre-prep probably going to be harder than the most of the prep.
Yeah, I do remember you saying that.
Like,
And that was actually true.
yeah, I was like, I'm pushing you hard now so that we don't have to. And like that, even knowing that, you're like, okay, right, that makes sense. But yeah, that's cool, mate.
That's pretty fucking cool.
As much as like we kind of joke about your back still not being a great body part, but like it has come a long way. And like your lower body,
Yeah. Like look at that on the left. Like fucking hell.
yeah,
I can't believe you let me step on stage like that.
mate, you were still good. Like,
You would have made that's bad though.
yeah, but that's probably one like
Oh,
bad shot. But we look at that now and we go, and even now it's probably better than that, and we go like,
yeah.
still not great. But that's bodybuilding. That's the point. Like you want to keep improving.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, the prep was really good. I mean, realistically, the main shows we probably faded a little bit, or we definitely faded a little bit by then.
I
Partly,
think I came in a lot quicker than we kind of thought.
yeah, I was going to say partly down to just the time frame and like being probably a little bit too lean, a little bit too soon, which is why we obviously jumped into some of those earlier shows as well, which we kind of knew we were going to for a bit of fun. The first one,
Yeah.
the Two Bros one, that was just for a bit of fun. Um, what's this? Prep week 2. So yeah, we're settling into the prep here. Um, Natty Sebum. That was really
And
nice.
the Natty Seaboom content started coming. This is to be fair, this is when I kind of took a leaf out of Josh's book and was like, right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna post my physique more. It's there's only good things that can come from it. So
Yeah,
and definitely started posting a lot more. And it's it's cool to look back on
yeah,
and
exactly.
really see how quick it
Even if
came.
it is literally just for that, you know what I mean? Like even if it
Yeah.
is a log to look back like this is cool.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, the prep was really good. Like a pretty smooth prep. Like I'd say we only really came across like some obstacles towards the end of it. Like this look was a joke, mate. That was when you're on holiday.
Yeah, made fucking mental. It was just like bursting full, no stress, just yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That was what, 12 and a half to 16 and a half weeks out. Realistically, you could have been 6 weeks out there. Like you weren't like your glutes weren't in, but you were lean. Like
I
pretty
could have stepped on stage, but I wouldn't have done really well. But they given me like another 6 to 8 weeks,
yeah.
and I would have been sweet. I think that's when we actually pulled cardio. Like I think I was still doing cardio at the start, and then do you not remember? Like I missed a couple of sessions because the gym was closed on like a Sunday, and I had to like try and catch up on it. And you told me to leave it, and I was like, no, I'm fucking doing it. And I
Yeah.
went and buried myself on the stairmaster for like 75 minutes in pure gym, and I gained like 3 pounds the next day. And you were like, right, you're not fucking doing that again. And we just kept cardio out the whole time.
Yeah.
Uh,
You were ahead as well, so it's nice to be able to keep cardio out. It just shows as well like the difference between a flat and a pumped and full physique. Like here, like you'd look at that and you go, "Oh my God, I was so flat." But literally, like that day, you'd have trained and you look like that. You know, it's like
mm,
just massively, massively different. And that's the same for everybody. Like I think a lot of people think, "Oh, honestly, mate, I look so much different post workouts." Like everybody does. No,
everyone does.
the same. Like everybody looks better post workout. That was a really good look. Like 9 weeks out, but it wasn't 9 weeks out, was it?
It was
Like four, three.
three. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 3 weeks out.
But realistically, that was just because we wanted to just like jump into the Two Bros show. Only real reason was that it was on your doorstep. And I remember when it came out, you were like, "Oh, that'd be cool." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do that. That will be really cool. Even if you're not in shape, let's do it anyway."
Yeah.
And you were in shape. You were in very good shape. This was when I came, and it was like a joke. Well, I say it was a joke. I came over, didn't I? And I was like 6 weeks out because you were 6 weeks out,
Mm.
but you're also one day out at that point. Um, and realistically, mate, like that was a really good look, but you needed to be a bit sharper. The MBFI was literally like spot on.
What was it? Yeah. Mm.
So this was like what the day before, 3 hours out. Yeah, but it was that yeah, that was the morning off.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the morning.
it was a really good look, really really
Uh,
nice.
it was it was one of them. Like my physique, I know everybody's physique kind of looks better a little bit. Not I wouldn't say softer, but not like fucking fully stripped out. But my shape, like everything about my physique, just looks better when
Yeah,
I'm not extremely peeled because I fade
so,
away. Like this was
the
like
classic.
this. I look really fucking lean here.
Yeah, that's a really cool shot.
Yeah.
That was like realistically looking back, 95%.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd put this look. Two years, BWD 2.0 after 2 years in the FK Physiques oven. Pretty ridiculous. A boy with great potential to a man winning untested shows against guys with numerous years and pounds of stage weight on him, which was true, including Dean. Dean threw his toys out. 2 years
Uh,
of communicating daily, which again, we literally speak every day. 2 years of sending training footage. Matt sends me some clips after every session. And the thing is, it's not to be like, I need criticism and I need you to teach me every lift. Like, no, it's just so we keep in the loop and I know how he's doing. It's literally it. That's coaching isn't about having to teach somebody every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you send me clips, a lot of the time I'm like, yeah, all good, mate. Like, thank you for sending them. Sometimes it's like, I think we should change this, or you'll be like, this is causing a bit of pain. But like,
I mean, look it over and go, right, okay, you can maybe actually change
yeah,
this on
we
one
like
exercise.
we'll never have an issue that lasts more than a day because you've already told me about it and we've sorted it. You know what I mean? Like, whereas other clients, it goes on for 3, 4 weeks and then they tell me. And it's like, why haven't you told me that?
They bring it up in a check-in, and then you have to wait until they send training footage again, and it's
Yeah.
just
Or they don't bring it up until it's like a real issue and they get injured. You know, it's like this isn't feeling great, and but you just tell me, and it's like okay, right, keep me updated. If it's the same again next week, let's do this. Let's
Mhm.
take it out and do that instead. Like, and that's again what coaching is about is having that relationship where it is it's not a case of a dictatorship. where I'm saying, no, you've got to do this. Like, you've got to send me clips so I can tell you what's wrong. Like, no, it's just so I can keep up to date with how you're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2 years of discipline, commitment to the plan, 2 years of just enjoying it, getting bigger, getting stronger. And yeah, that's what led to it. And like fucking
Yeah,
ridiculous.
sick. Mhm.
So cool. So yeah, that was like you realistically, we thought you were maybe like 90% there, 85, but you were like 95. So you were very, very good. Um,
Uh,
and again, like sometimes you don't know until you step on stage. You know what I mean?
it's you always have to kind of cross that line, and then you can look back and go, right, okay, maybe we did push a bit hard, but it's
And it
always
was
good to know
like
for next time.
when I saw you in person on that day, I was like, fuck. Like, when you opened up into the front relax, I was like,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, mate, you look fucking great. Like, you look really
yeah.
good.
Uh,
Um, and then,
this was just before the MBFI. This was when like I actually started looking like really fucking good because the conditions started coming in, but the shape was still holding quite nicely.
yeah, you
Yeah,
were very good there. That was still 4 weeks until the next
yeah,
show.
yeah.
You're realistically like you're there.
Uh,
But we weren't pushing at all really at that point, were we?
no, we'd eased off the gas after the two bro show.
Yeah.
So that should like you don't have to dig for the physique to start to fade away. Sometimes it is just kind of
Time
the
spent.
length, the time in a deficit.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely didn't really dig at all. Like throughout, I wouldn't say you were digging at any point in the prep,
No.
but you definitely were very lean. And you were probably a bit too lean, a bit too early, and for a little bit too long. And then training started to sacrifice,
Yeah.
which therefore, and also like spending that lean, testosterone levels start to sacrifice for a longer period. And it obviously then took a hit on the physique. Not at this point. This was fucking great. This was the Irish job, 17 hours out. So this was when it was the MBFI show. So it's basically like the finals, but they just have one show. It's like the international show
Like
for
the Irish UK FBA
yeah.
finals.
It is literally ran by the UK FBA.
Well,
Uh,
Lee was a judge, I think, wasn't
yeah, mate, it's the whole team. It
he? Yeah.
is the same.
Uh,
I remember you sending me that in the morning, being like, "Mate, my waist has disappeared." Um, yeah, we like the first show, we didn't even peak, did we? We just had like your normal high days leading into it. I think you had two high days,
two high days before that was it. Mm.
and then for this show, we properly peaked and like nailed it. Really, like it was spot on. Yeah, you were exactly where we wanted to be. Really, you were full, you were dry, like you were perfect. Really that day. So did the juniors and won that pretty convincingly, and then did the Open Classic, won that pretty convincingly as well, and then went on to win the overall. And I mean, it was a pretty busy show. Like
Mm.
again, it's the one show like the finals. It wasn't like you were winning classes of two and three. Like they were pretty decent. Like it was a decent showing.
Like 11 in the first class, maybe like 13,
Like
14 in the other
mate,
one.
he's
They're
very
good,
good.
like
But yeah,
yeah.
like the standard was good. This is what I was saying. I remember, like, because everybody won that day, like all of my clients won. Reese was like, "Oh yeah, but I bet the standard wasn't good." I was like, "Don't get me wrong, the standard wasn't incredible, but it was good. Like, I was surprised by how good it was. Like, it was
Yeah.
actually really good, and it was busy as well. That was cool. It was obviously you three in the overall.
Mhm.
I think it was Donald was probably the closest to you in the overall.
Mhm.
The Green Goblin guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's funny.
So yeah,
Uh,
that was a really good day. That was your best showing for sure.
mhm.
Um,
I
and
think we had really just kind of wanted to get that European kind of qualification from that show
yeah,
and go to Denmark, which we did.
yeah, have some dadlers.
Yeah.
Then it was the UK FBA. That was when you came over to my little because we were in the same apartments, weren't we? We didn't even
Oh
know.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, and by this point, like your physique, it wasn't bad at all. Like you still look really good, but like you just weren't as responsive.
No.
Like you weren't
Yeah.
as responsive to food. You weren't quite as sharp. It's like it's almost like you needed, if anything, you needed more food
Mm.
to manage the fatigue. So like the same food that we'd had maybe before, wasn't having the same effect based on you being more fatigued and your training not being quite as good, which is no matter what you do, it's almost inevitable when you've been that lean for that long.
Mhm.
It was still a really good look. Like I'm still happy with how you looked on that day, but you were just a little bit watery. Like you just looked a bit tired. Like it wasn't you at your best, was it?
Oh no. I think we kind of knew that I needed filled up a little bit more, but it was almost like a little bit too late, and we didn't really have enough time to kind of dry out, and I just ended up
Really
like a little
nice
bit
look.
soft on
Like
stage. But
yeah, it wasn't a bad look at all, but it was almost like we were trying to revive you a little bit. Like
yeah, it was almost like we were kind of like chasing our feet a little bit. Mhm.
this was Denmark, which was what? It was only a week later, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got made. I remember that like the turnaround period was absolutely fucked because I had to go home because obviously I was in England, so had to then fly back to Northern Ireland. It's not like I could just drive home. So I had to fly back to Northern Ireland. I had to get food chopped on meal prep, all my stuff washed, and then I had to fly from Belfast to London Stansted on the Thursday. So it was literally like 3 days turnaround. And I think that just kind of completely took it out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Like it takes its toll. That's one thing like that I learned a lot when I competed was like doing back-to-back show weekends. It's just fucking hard work. Like you are not only physically and mentally drained, like also trying to like either keep peaking or deplete and peak again. It's
Yeah.
very, very difficult to do either.
Mhm.
Like you either end up I mean, you can nail it, but like you either end up being pretty fatigued and trashed from trying to deplete back down that you can't then recover and get to your best, or you end up just trying to keep peaking and then end up just looking a little bit watery because you've been full for, you know, or you're slightly spilled because you've been trying to fill for however many days. But
Mhm.
yeah, it was a good look at Denmark.
Yeah,
I
you
think
did pretty well
better. It
to
was better.
salvage it.
Yeah, we sort of obviously when we got there, we were staying together and like you posed a couple of times and it was a bit like you just don't look really fresh or full. So we played around with carbs and sodium and we think well, you were undersalting your food a little bit, weren't you?
Yeah.
And also I think just the stress as well, like you know, I remember as well, like I said to you before, like yes, your parents stressed you out, but you come into the UK show all on your own and carrying all your luggage on your own and doing everything on your own is also stressful. So like
Mhm.
it's trying to have that balance. Like, yeah, my parents are stressing me out, but then also being on my own, I've got to do a lot more than I realized. Like even
I had
just
to do everything. Yeah. Hmm.
so it's like that finding that balance. I think we found quite a good balance in Denmark where I'd help you out with stuff. I'd prep your foods just so like not all of them because you nearly fucking set the flat on fire. But like I'd prep your foods and stuff, and just say eat that, and you then didn't even know what was in
I
it.
didn't have, yeah, I didn't have a clue what I was eating
Yeah,
apart from like what was in front. I didn't know if you were trying to like fill me up. I didn't know if you were trying to like deplete me down or anything. Didn't know if there was salt on it. I wasn't like overthinking anything. It was just like eat what's in front of me, fucking chill out, watch some TV. That was it.
that's sometimes the best thing that you can do, and that definitely helped. Like you were a lot less stressed, and then obviously ended up winning the junior classic,
Mhm.
and then the UKFBA came fifth, won the junior classic in Denmark, and came second in the Open Classic, which was close against Zacharias, who is now coached by Callum and looks fucking ridiculous.
Stupidly good. Hmm.
It's
But I think like I almost kind of like keep thinking back, like what if I looked like how I did at the MBFI
you'd have
show?
won. Yeah, you would have won
It's
that.
just kind of fucking annoying, yeah. But
You would have won that. You would have won your pro card, but it would have been a PMEA one. They're shit.
yeah,
No, they're not
when it was
shit.
yeah, yeah.
It
So
would have still been. It would have still been very cool.
mm,
But also like I think one thing that is as much as like again, it's the same with Sonny. Like you've got a pro level physique, but you haven't just gone in to do loads and loads of shows to try and get it. You know what I mean? Like we realistically could have got a pro card if it's all we focused on last year. We'd have been like, right, where's going to be the easiest show and stuff like that. But like, it's just a fucking card. Like you want the physique that leads to that card for sure.
yeah.
But hey, like you still look fucking sick.
That
Like
even thinking like first season, a first in 2 seconds, and then the season that I had last year was just fucking mental. Like if I got a pro card, it would have just been like how am I supposed to sort of surpass this? It's kind of like I'd already kind of got them a peak because I still don't think this is probably good enough to do well in pro shows because and then I'm just kind of back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm kind of going into an off season thinking, right, I know what I'm working towards now. And it's like more sort of realistic kind of milestones and stepping stones that I'm trying to achieve here. So
And
I'm kind of,
also you got
in a
to
way, I'm kind of glad I didn't get it.
yeah,
So,
and also, mate, like we learned a lot as well from that prep. Like in
so
terms of right, where should we push your physique to? How close were you when you were actually 12 weeks out? How close were you realistically? Like you probably were 2 to 4 from where we needed to be. Like, um, and as much as it's really fun doing those warm-up shows and those earlier shows, like they can take it out of you a little bit as well.
mm,
So
mm,
next time, like we'll know, cool, like we've learned from all of that, and we don't need to necessarily do those because, like again, you see like the difference in there, like the pop to your physique there
versus that stage shot.
versus there.
Who like that's yeah.
Yeah, like, and again, it's just time spent being super lean, time spent where training was taking a bit of a hit, um, and time spent, basically in a fatigued state between shows.
Mm.
Like it takes its toll for sure. Best I've ever looked, full and dry, peaked perfectly by Scunthorpe's answers. That's me. Yeah, that's what they call me, mate. Yeah,
Scunthorpe Hanning Rambled.
and there's your dad.
With my dad.
Mm.
Look, eyeing up some sushi.
This was just November. Oh,
Oh, what is that? That's like the first time I had that meal was in Denmark, wasn't it? And I've had it as my
did I
pre-workout.
make you that?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Chicken rice, dadlers, nut butter,
Banana.
banana. Incredible.
Fucking sick.
There you are.
Yep, there's me.
That was when the did open, wasn't it?
Mhm.
So yeah, that was basically the whole of our time, well, up until last season, and then we obviously had a chat, didn't we, about starting like posing coach. And I think I'd mentioned it to you just a couple of times, like randomly here and there. I'd been like, oh, it'd be really cool. Like, I'd love to have a posing coach as part of, the team, and I'd like you to do it. And you were like, oh yeah, that'd be great. And like then we'd sort of leave it for a couple of months and we'd maybe mention it again. And then I remember when we went out for food after the MBFI show, we went out
Mhm.
for food with your mum and dad, and we did that last time we competed. We went out for food with your mum and dad, and it was
Yeah.
nice to like replicate that. And I remember saying, I was like, "Look, I want you to do this," and they were like really up for it. Like his mum and dad were like, you could tell that they wanted you to do it, and I was like, "Right, we
Yeah.
have to do this now," because like they were like, "Yeah, yeah, like that'd be great," like push him to do it, and I was like, "Right, we're going to do this now."
Yeah.
So at that point, I think we were like, "Right, let's get your season done," because I don't want you stressing about it now.
Mhm.
Finish the season, and then we'll chat about it afterwards. And then this is when you started, posting more content. So like real lat spread 101, and you put in these are great, mate. Like this is what you need to be doing now.
It fucking took me hours to do that.
Yeah. But it's sick. And like these are the kind of reels that obviously you're going to be bringing out with Joe. So Joe that does some of our content, and then
Mhm.
like the side chest checklist and stuff, and like getting like a lot of engagement. Like you were getting literally what 3 likes when you started your Instagram, and then what years later you're getting that amount of likes, and I think what do you get like 200 saves and stuff on those.
Yeah, it was the twist and rear double one. Or no, the teacup one got an absolute fuck ton. It
Yeah,
was
that
excellent.
one 819 likes. Even I haven't liked it. Sorry, mate.
Fuck's sake.
Mate, you look better than Wesley there. What's that? That's not classic at all.
He's just so like blocky, isn't
That is.
he?
That's
Yeah.
best in the game. So yeah, I think by this point we still hadn't announced. Like, obviously, I was asking you to do these, wasn't I? Like, not the exact ones, but I was like, I want you to make some content about
You
posing.
just said do put out some posing content, whatever you kind of want to do.
Yeah,
Just start kind of posting about it more. And 20th of December. So I think we had just filmed. I think we just had our sort of content day for the launch, didn't we?
yeah.
Because that was like just
That
before
was
the
before Christmas. Yeah,
yeah. Um, but I didn't get announced until quite late on. I don't think. I think it's up at the top somewhere. Oh yeah, because I've got a pin. But yeah, it was around this
oh,
time.
right. So we'd done it before that,
Yeah.
and then we obviously did the post like with the new logo and stuff. So yeah, obviously Matt then started as the posing coach. at Natural Physique Coaching, and obviously that is what he's doing now, alongside like still working other jobs, but doing a really good job, mate. Obviously, everybody that has worked with you and is working with you always have good words to say, and it's one of those like obviously I wouldn't want you as part of the team if I didn't know you were going to be like doing really well and like putting in a lot of time and effort into it. So yeah, and even like especially with the the hub content, like to be fair, mate, you're absolutely nailing this. Like you're out of all of us, you're the one who's most consistent with getting all the posts on there. So
Yeah, I know.
you are like yours, they're really good as well. Like when I get chance, like I do watch them and they are really fucking good. Like, in terms of my own posing and like if and when I ever compete again, like I'll definitely be you'll be helping me pose for sure, which is really cool because it's kind of like come full circle because
I
when
know because you were
we first
helping me.
competed, we were having calls and I was helping you to learn the basics, and then you'll be helping me with like, not just the basics, which is really cool. And obviously you're passionate about it. Like you can see that in how you teach. Like honestly, like these videos are sick, like they really are, and I'm not just saying that for the podcast. Like they are really good, mate. So yeah, like you should be proud of them. They are sick. And obviously when we sent them, we won't like talk about it, but when we sent them to Sanaya and stuff, and she was like, "These are fucking great. Like they are really, really good." So this is basically what Matt does for the hub, and you can see we've got like a full series of different things about don't butcher your posing, specific poses, transitions. There's like a drilling round, which I make the amount of times I'm telling clients to use this now, so good.
I use it. Yeah, I use
Easy,
it post workout.
through the poses, yeah. So yeah, this is basically what Matt does on the hub, as well as obviously work with some of our clients at Natural Physique Coaching, and then also he has his own clients as well. So he doesn't just take on natural clients. Anybody who wants help with posing, go to Matt. So probably a good way to wrap it up, mate.
Sounds good, mate. That was
Yeah.
a good one.
Is there anything you want to leave us with? Where can people find you? I know I've just gone through it, but like obviously, to be fair, mate, I mean it's an hour or so into the podcast. Plug the posing coaching a little bit in terms of like what you offer if you want, because people
Yeah.
might know like how does it work.
So, well, to be fair, this is why that call with Kez was really good because he was really pushing the sort of building relationships with people rather than just going right single sessions. Come get a lesson, you go away. Like Kez really sort of said about the monthly coaching and how much of an impact it makes actually having a relationship with people, and I think that's why it's going so well at the minute. So I do, like I said, I do offer one-off sessions. Maybe you're just in an off season or you're getting ready for a show. You're pretty happy with your posing, but you just kind of want to get a few things kind of checked out. Then you can jump in for a one-off session, 45 minutes over Zoom, and you'll get all the screenshots from the session as well. But then the one I would kind of push people towards is like monthly sort of coaching. It's a little bit different because there's three different sort of price points and things offered. So we've got three different packages. There's one that's a little bit cheaper, and you'll get your 45-minute sort of posing session, one-off session, but you also get all the content from the hub as well. So you'll get all the posing content. So all those videos that I record, the sort of like kind of seminar sort of style ones, you'll get full access. Yeah, the lecture ones, you'll get full access to those. I think I've got 11 videos at the minute, and I honestly think I could keep doing it for a year. Like there's just so many different things to talk about. So, yeah, any of the monthly coaching will get those lectures. So we've got the sort of the cheaper option. You'll get your 45-minute session, and then the two other sort of higher price points you'll get sort of weekly check-in. So that's a bit more accountability in between your calls. And it's just like a check-in you would have with your coach. So you send them photos, you send me photos, and I'll just record video feedback, kind of talking through, what's going really well, what we can maybe improve on. And like I said, it just gives you a bit more accountability. And I think people really respond quite well to those because they can sort of see the different things. I can send them videos or diagrams and they can go away and work on it themselves. And then when it comes to the calls, then we can actually implement it and make sure they're doing it okay. So yeah, three different monthly packages. We've got one-off sessions as well. So yeah, click the link in the bio, wherever it is.
Wherever it is, we will.
Wherever it is.
But no, it does work well, like, especially like when obviously I have clients that work with yourself. I'll say like, right, I want you to work on this pose. I want you to work on that pose. Like, I want you to talk to Matt about that. Or I'll say like, oh, I want you to watch this video that Matt's done. So like, it is really helpful because like, not only does it save me time trying to teach them in a way that's probably not the best on a check-in, going like, right, I want you to try this and try that. I can instead go watch this video where Matt explains it and shows it properly, or actually chat with Matt about it and jump on a call with him where he'll be able to help you better than I will, really. So
Mhm.
it does work really well.
Yeah,
So we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your time, mate. It was way better just us two. We should just get rid of
I
those
know.
blokes. I don't
I
even know
know.
what they're on about. Just say something about they speak about haggis, don't they, all the time?
Ooh, haggis.
Yeah. To be
Um,
fair, you've all got weird accents.
yeah, we say the same thing about you.
I'm the only one with a Northern Yorkshire accent.
Scunthorpe. Is it Scunthorpe? No.
Well,
Why did I put Scunthorpe?
because I'm originally from in between Scunthorpe and Doncaster, so like I used to support Scunthorpe. I don't anymore. Because they're fucking shit. No, I support wherever Kyle goes. So Kyle used to play for him, but I don't know. Um, but yeah, I'm originally from near there. But Scunthorpe's a shithole, mate. So is Donny, Doncaster and Scunthorpe. They're not like nice places. So I'm always like, no, I'm from in the middle. Like in the middle's nice. I promise. In the middle's quite nice. And then obviously I was training at Rezo, in Scunthorpe, which was decent. But now I train at the hashtag Mecca.
TPC.
I'll um I'll end the podcast. I'll show you around a bit, mate.
Oh,
All right,
perfect.
thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.